Property Pairings episode 44.
Open the door and it just like punches you in the face. And so my husband and the animals are in there. And I'm like, hey, this is strong. And he's like, yeah, I smelled a little gas. And I'm like, this isn't a little. This is a lot. Welcome back to episode 44 of Property Pairings. I'm Eric Kinzler.
And I'm Mike Pavone.
44, that's a lot. Yeah, so this whole morning and the last few hours of life have been a little more stressful on my end,
Yeah,
too.
please start with your night.
Okay, so yesterday I went to tennis. I tried this new, like, you play with one other person strategic stuff with a private coach. And it was from 9:30 to 11, so it's already later than typically I'm playing tennis, right? That was fine. Get done, get home, I'm walking to the front door. Mind you, the power's been out for a little over a day. We have an automatic generator, so that part's working. But we also got our water heater replaced yesterday. And I get home, and as soon as I open up the car door, I can like smell a faint smell of gas. And my car where I have to park is not close to my house. And so I get closer, I can smell it on my porch.
It's a solid 75 feet away, outside with, air currents carrying smells and things like that.
Open the door, and it just like punches you in the face. And so my husband and the animals are in there. And I'm like, hey, this is strong. And he's like, yeah, I smelled a little gas. And I'm like, this isn't a little. This is a lot. So I'm like staying super calm, because if I go to like a 5, Jared's gonna be like 15 on a scale of 1 to 10. Just a little more, I don't know.
He gets excitable.
Yeah.
In that regard.
So I'm like, okay, let's look around. I look at the stovetop. The burners are turned off. I'm like, okay, so it's not that. I go downstairs where the new water heater is at, and I can smell it. It's there for sure. So I'm like, shoot. So I turn off the 2 gas valves that are going to the water heater, and we open up the windows. We start airing it out, but it's still pretty strong. Like something's still leaking somewhere. And I'm like, okay, call PSE. So it's already like 12 by the time I called him. And he's like, okay, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get someone else out tonight. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not I get a scratch on my leg and go to the doctor kind of guy. Like, it's not a little gas smell. Like, it's a big gas smell. And so he's, okay. So he's like, okay, we've called dispatch. Someone will be on their way. And I'm like, I tell Jared, I'm like, let's get the animals. Let's go hang out in the car, because we don't need to be in there. And so we're hanging out in the car, and they get there at like 12:30 or so, and he goes in, he finds it immediately, turns off the gas. He's like, if the bedroom's fine, like everything's dissipating, like you can come back into the house. So Jared and the animals go to bed. We get to like, I think I wrap up around 2 a.m. with the guy. He fixes everything for us, thankfully.
Well, it was the 2 things.
Yeah, there were 2. Yeah,
there was a leak where the water heater comes in, and it's not the fitting, but it was the hose, how it connects into the fitting. There was a leak there. And then you had, what was it?
The regulator on the actual gas meter broke. So that's where that would just have like dripping of gas. It was just pushing gas into the house. Oh, wow. Yeah, and so he had to replace that. The guy was awesome, really nice guy. He had to park at the top of the driveway, so I was like driving him up and down and up and down, and he's like getting him out. He's like, I don't want to get in your car. I'm like, it's fine. I've had like a pressure washer in here, because he's mechanic type guy, yeah,
and kind of dirty. He's on the outside of the house and doing whatever.
I'm like, I don't care. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, where I'm gonna help you, but also like it's faster if you're not hiking up my driveway down it. So he took care of us. I got to bed at like 2:30-ish, fell asleep around 3.
I was about to say, there's a difference between going to bed on those situations and then when you actually fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then woke up to snow. And again, my driveway, I'm just like, okay, there's some snow. Whole half maple branch is like broken off, broke part of our fence. I'm like, okay. And I had a listing appointment at 9, so got over there to that. That went well, luckily, but it's just been not a lot of sleep. I mean, a lot of times we stay up playing Halo till like 1 and then fall asleep around 1:32.
We've had one time where we got close to that.
2 o'clock.
We didn't realize what time it was. We were playing until I was like, oh,
Why was that though? Do you remember? It was the time change. It was
Was
like
it?
the day after. It
Was
was.
it?
It was either Sunday or like that following day. It was right there because it didn't feel like it was.
Yeah, I looked down at the clock. I'm like, oh no, it's whatever.
No.
2:45.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, you were like, maybe that's what you were like. It's 2:45. I'm like, what's 2:45? And you're like, the time. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
So
That's the only time that's ever happened to us.
yeah, so that's just been fun. How so you had the
I had a
kids?
different past 24 hours.
Yeah, tell me about yours.
My past 24 hours were getting a phone call. Did you know the kids have school off tomorrow? No. Did you know? No. Okay, well, I guess the boys are home tomorrow. Let's figure that one out. Quickly look at your calendar. Oh, yeah, it was on the calendar. Neither of us looked at it. So I had the boys with me today.
Saw that.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell which one was older, honestly.
The
The-
fluffier haired one.
The one that looks exactly like Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's put on a little growth spurt. He's getting taller again. Because
He's
like,
getting.
there was a time where they were actually like
Yeah.
real close.
Yeah.
So, and then snow.
Ah,
So first thing in the morning is like, can we go outside and play? No, I got to go get some samplings for asbestos testing. We're going up to Mill Creek. It's like, no, I'm not playing outside right now. Well, we can stay home. With who?
Right before this, a tenant was yelling at me. So that was fun.
Oh no.
Not my tenant. They love me. I
No,
think.
you were representing the other side, but
Yeah, I'm
of a like a potential buyer or seller or whatever it
the
was.
seller, yeah, but the property management company was terrible. This is my first time to talk to them, and
Well,
he,
but the thing that was like I could hear it in the other phone, but like Eric had been in contact with the management company saying we are good with the tenant vacating, but none of that got passed along to the tenant. And we're talking like what, in January or something like that?
yeah, in January, and we said they could leave early, like the earlier they want to leave, no lease break fee. And then I get this text, like I'm a phone call guy, so I'm trying to call the tenant and talk to them, but we're having to communicate via text. And she was like, we offered to leave beforehand, but you wouldn't let us, like, they wouldn't let us break our lease. And I was like, well, we offered for you guys to move out beforehand anytime you wanted without a lease break fee, so we could list earlier. And that was not conveyed from the management company.
Everything stopped at the management company.
Yeah, it's not been good. So I'm texting with the wife, and I'm just like, hey, I just need 2 hours, and I just need to get all vendors through, so that way we can start work as soon as you guys move out. And she's just telling me no, and I'm like, we got to do this. We can figure out some time. And then I get a phone call, same last name, not her. It's her husband, and he lights into me. He's just like, he's already out of 12, and I'm doing my best to stay calm and tell him this is my perspective. And he's like, I don't know what you're saying to her. And I'm like, well, the text messages are there. So I'm just trying to get access for 2 hours. And at the end of it, he's like apologizing for the way that he's talking to me and treating me.
Good.
Yeah, but it was just like, let's like calm down a little. I don't think I said calm down, but it definitely puts you on high alert. So now I'm starting to feel.
Is that why you
more
were
calm.
doing that stretching right after the call?
Oh, I just needed something. Yeah, I don't like contentious conversation. I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to be contentious. I'm trying to work
Yeah,
something out.
It's so unnecessary sometimes, but there's just people that have those personalities, and it's like, whoa, let's
And I
take a beat.
Yeah, I get it. I think, he's hearing third party from his wife. she's upset, and he's protecting his wife. And that's what I told him. I was like, I get it. Like, you're hearing it from her perspective, and she's upset. You're protecting her. I understand that. Here's what I'm saying. I tried to do a phone call. I just need this amount of time. That's it. And so, luckily that ended much better than what it started, but it was just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But now we're here. This is fun. We're getting our little therapy session in. Oh, maybe, I don't know, if you want to talk about kind of like an opportunity.
Well, we enjoy these as our therapy sessions, right, with you? Yeah. And we do like the comments we get and the laughs that people have at the things we say. We definitely try to have a little bit of an angle, you know, that hits on the more real estate side of things, right? So we get an inquiry yesterday or the day before?
The day before.
Get an inquiry through the website, our website, asking about an opportunity to come talk with us about a purchase for a home. And the inquiry comes through. Make the phone call, because like Eric said, we are phone call types of people. Prefer not to do like text messages and things. We'll do those, of course, but give the phone call to the potential client. And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm looking to buy a home in the area. I'm coming from out of state, and I already know a little bit about you guys. And she's like, I've been watching you guys on Property Pairings.
Right?
I was like a little bit on my back foot. I was like, well, that definitely will give you a little bit of a window into our personalities. You know, and a little bit about us. You know, we've been, you know, business partners for a while now. We've been working we have like combined like 27 years or something like that in the business, this, that, and the other. But yes, Property Pairings will definitely kind of give you a little window behind the scenes. And she's like, you guys seem like really nice guys. And we set an appointment to meet with her yesterday. Mm-hmm. But we tip a hat to you.
That's hilarious.
It was. Awesome. It was cool.
She even asked about you.
Yeah, and she was like in the third guy.
The third guy, yeah, like that. He's our kind of energy regulating. Like he really brings that what we needed, that missing piece.
That's funny.
It was really cool.
Wait, so this is someone who wants to buy your property or wants to use?
She wants. She.
Like a potential.
Yeah, she between probably a combination of factors came across us. Was doing some of her own due diligence and was cross-referencing names and kind of pulling up what would pull up online. Found this Property Pairings, and was watching one or two episodes. Yeah. Episode like 38 or 39, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was the one where we were talking about like new construction, buying the newest house, and why like that. Yeah, and so she brought that up. It was cool.
And she's like, I really hit home about when you said don't necessarily pass up on resale homes, because and there's reasons why. So we interviewed with her yesterday.
Yeah, that was.
Well, that at least makes me feel like what we're doing serves additional purposes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
and even like investment from your guys' end of like, okay, well, you sell a couple homes from people that find you from the reels. And...
It's our catharsis, but it's also potentially an income stream. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that part was cool. I don't know what will come of it, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, and when we've been starting, I don't know what the actual analytics on this, but I've been starting to see a ramping on more and more people are following, and the cadence at which they're following is increasing.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, it's cool to see because Instagram will tell you where people are following you from. Like sometimes it's like, oh, they're following you from this ad or they're following you from this, but we've had a few here recently that maybe they saw us through the ad, but they were following from one of the reels that you did.
Nice.
Yeah. So I know. I like it.
What do kids say these days? Let's go. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's what they say.
I don't know. I don't have kids.
Same.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the other thing in the past 48 hours, something like that. Are you getting sick though? You said you weren't feeling like. Are you better? Are you good? Did you dodge that bullet?
I am good. Yeah, I mean, I played tennis fine last night. I if anything, I'm just a little tired today from last night.
I was a little worried because it was 2 nights ago when we were playing Halo. He's like, for like half a second, he pauses while we're like, hey, you go here. I'm gonna go get this guy over there, and he's like, uh-oh. Like, what did you say? Like my teeth were hurting or
My
something?
back teeth are starting to hurt, and
Like
that's like
sinus
a
pressure maybe or
sign,
something.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But it nothing came of it the next day.
You popped all that vitamin C, right?
Yeah, and also I'm just like, I can't be sick. That's not a thing. Mike's got a family vacation next week. I have 4 open houses this weekend. Like, being sick is not an option. That's just a no-go for me.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just have that conversation. Let me know how that works out.
Yeah, I will. Eric,
I'll
you
put it
can't
on
be
the
sick.
calendar. Hey,
Mhm.
sickness, you can only be here during this window of time.
Yeah. Did I mention I had a listing appointment today?
Mhm.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did I talk about the listing appointment? No.
No.
Solid. It was I felt really good about it. I love being able, I felt like I did really well talking about our value. It just went really good. I was there 2.5 hours. So it was a solid appointment. The funny part was, he calls me because I left my house a little early. So I'm like, if there's a tree in the road or if I can't get out of the driveway, I'm not calling them 3 minutes before the appointment saying, like, I can't make it. And so I get there at 8:30 and it's like close to my house. So then he calls me at 8:36 and our appointment's at 9. He's like, hey, I don't know if you're able to get out during the snow. My wife had to go do something in town. She's on her way back. So if you want to push to like 9:30 or 10, maybe 10:30. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm at the park right now, just kind of hanging out because there's a park around that area. And he goes, well, okay, yeah, so it's 10:30, and I'm like, oh no, I'm at this park. So if we can stay with the original time, that would be great. But I can also just like do some work in my car for another 30 minutes because I'd already been there. Like, but luckily I was able to go in at 9 and do it. Yeah, and then came to the office after that.
So,
Oh, when I was out at Ames Lake, all of the trees, like there's some neighborhoods that have cherry blossoms that already
Yeah.
started blooming, which are beautiful. They're on both sides of the entry and completely uprooted.
oh, the trees fell over?
Yeah, they're like they
Oh.
probably have about 20 trees, and if I were to guess, 6 to 8 are not salvageable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was, and there were some other like established ones as I was driving further into the neighborhood that were just on the ground. You had to kind of like drive.
I wonder if it was just like the saturation happened so quickly that there's all that kind of the integrity of the soil just went away and they just fell over.
I think it's been very rainy, but also the snow was like very heavy, and they had already bloomed, so then they had that extra ability to hold more.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was not good.
I did a walkthrough on a property, and I mean, it's a cool property. It's huge, and I've never been to a property where you get taken around on that big vehicle. And so like most of this week was just, it's 14 acres. It's huge. So this whole week has been kind of, at least with regards to that, it's just been kind of like, how do you condense 14 acres worth of work and prep, and the house specifically, into like a schedule they can work towards.
Mm-hmm.
So without dates, you're not using dates
Yeah,
because we don't have a date yet. So
just timelines.
just timelines. No, I mean, frankly, this whole week has been leading up to this heading to Whistler thing for me, and the idea of trying to get my headspace wrapped around this. We're going there. My wife's car's transmission, we got that figured out. So that's going to be 2 more weeks before we get that back. And then this week was getting my car ready then, because that's the one we're going up in.
Oh, that's why you got the new tires.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Now that makes more sense.
So.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing about all this snow. The ski heads are probably happy to like.
Well, yeah,
Rush the mountain.
we have a people mover because for these exact reasons, like all the ski gear can go in it, all the kids, everything fits inside of one vehicle. But that vehicle's got a transmission problem, which was thankfully under warranty, so it cost like $200 or whatever to get it fixed. But we won't have that back until right after we get back.
Yeah.
So we have 2 other cars. We're not going up in the truck, so we're going up in my car, but none of our stuff will fit. Because I can put like a suitcase or 2 and some of the kids' stuff in there, but I can't put skis and anything else.
Yeah.
I don't have a rack. So it's going to go in my father-in-law's car.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, he just puts the seats down and everything will go in there.
So you're like, I could put everything in my car and the kids could ride with Jack.
Yeah, I'll be quiet in my car.
I talked to your client and he said they're moving to like Scotland. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're cool. They're nice people.
They've used you a couple times, it sounded like.
Yeah, we bought and sold together a few years ago.
Nice.
And now job opportunity opened up in Scotland, so they're headed that way. So we'll see. Yeah, we had showing last night. I'll have to see how that went. Have another one. I have 2 open houses and showing scheduled for Sunday. So, yeah.
It is an interesting topic, though, when we do look at photos and there's like a conversation about framing. You remember what I was doing yesterday, right, on that one house?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be transparent's not the right word, but truthful with the photos and what you're dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see from time to time, let's say for homes on Somerset, well, they'll have these like amazing views. And if you have any familiarity with Somerset, you're like, there's no way that there's that view. Yeah. There's no way that view exists from that house where that is on that hill.
Yeah, this perfect view of Seattle and the Space Needle and the lake, and it's like, that's a drone.
No, or you're on the roof.
Yeah. Oh,
You're standing on the roof.
Yeah.
So the same thing happens because there's like a run of power lines that cuts through the east side, right? And I was looking at a house, and you just get a sixth sense these days when you look at enough houses, like that's near the power lines, and you can read the address of the property and be like, that's about where the power lines are. Why is that angle so forced on this house? And then oh yeah, there's the power lines, and that angle is just looking up enough where the roof line covers it.
Yeah, kind of like Kingsgate area, right?
Yeah, that's the ones that cut through.
Yeah, I mean it goes pretty far into Kirkland.
Well, yesterday I was looking at a new construction property for a client, and it's not an inexpensive property. It's like 3.2 over in Robbinswood, which blew my mind. But I'm sitting there, and we're talking about something, but he can tell like something's bugging Mike. Like he's like, what's going on, or however you phrase it, right? And I'm like, look at this, and I go to a street view where that property is supposed to be, and there's a house sitting on the lot. You go to the shot that's rendered on the MLS, it's not the same house.
Completely different, like dormer placement, garage placement, front door placement.
Even in the photos, it's showing a 3-car garage, one large garage door with a smaller single door next to it, right? For 3-car garage. The house that's sitting there is a 2-car.
Yeah, on the street view.
And it's not making sense to me because when you look at the photo of the house house number is correct.
Yeah.
To match the address, which is what I'm looking at in the street view, but the house that's sitting there in the street view is not the same house.
Yeah. Mike's like, they must have been building a house, scrapped it, and rebuilt
That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Is like
none of the roof lines match. They would have had to completely scrap the house they were building because it was all framing and siding. It was not siding, like plywood.
It had its sheathing on the exterior, not even the wrap yet. And like they didn't do it. Something's wrong. But I mean, like it's not like in the sense that like there are times where like I think it's Howard Schultz's house just went up for like $75 million, and when you look for his house, the pin for his house is in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
Like we don't all know where Howard Schultz's house is. But sometimes you can have when you map the property in the MLS, sometimes you have to place the pin if it doesn't show up properly. It's got to be that.
Yeah. Or if they do undisclosed, like his, they'll do undisclosed and they'll just put the pin somewhere in the general area.
And it's an interesting, so it's like that's something we have to actually pay attention to. It's not from time to time, like we're always paying attention to it, but it's when it's really off is when it really sticks out at us, is when there's either locational issues or like something's not something doesn't smell right. Like there's power lines here or whatever.
Yeah.
We have to kind of, because you don't want to show up at the house. You're like, oh yeah, look, yeah, those are the high voltage power lines that run right through the east side. Yeah, you don't want to be under that, and then you feel like, why did I not do that extra 2 minutes worth of work? So
Right.
we're always paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Go ahead.
How old was the street view photo? Does it give you like a date?
It can't be that old.
Yeah, it had to have been like
It's within the past couple of years, I
21,
think.
22, yeah.
But there's just no way. The thing's showing his brand. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one I got to figure out. It's a potential contender for the house that's in the photos, but the house that appears to be sitting there is not a contender.
Interesting.
It's the other thing that like you never make a mistake twice. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but I showed a house and there was a gun range nearby. I didn't realize there was a gun range, and so going forward, then you know, but we got there and it's just like guns are going off, right? And the client was like, "Do I have to go inside?" No, we don't have to go inside. We can go to the next one. Yeah. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm not living here. It was like the community on the other, probably not right on the other side, but enough where it was just, yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 of them in the area, and like there's Kenmore, sure, everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
And then there's Issaquah.
And there's the one in Renton.
There's the one in Renton.
That's, yeah.
But there's also one out in Snoqualmie.
Yep.
And then there's one that is buried on the backside of the hill in Kirkland, Redmond, right on the border.
Yeah.
And it's a private one, and most people don't know that it's there. But if it's when you're out in that right area, you're hearing the range fire going off, and you're like, "Where's the gun range?" Well, it's along the power lines that are back there.
It was just really, so going forward, you hear of something, you're like, hey, FYI, this is going to be like, there's gun range over here. They're not open 24/7, but if that's going to bother you, and because some people are very sensitive to that, so it's like, yeah, that's a no. But I didn't know there was a range there the first time, and we're both getting out, and I'm like, it was just funny. She didn't even really want to get out of the car. It was her and her husband, and she was like, "Do we have to go inside?" And I was like, "No, if you're not interested, we don't have." And she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not living here."
That shows you how impactful. Sometimes you can really just focus on the house.
Yeah.
And we have to really make sure that we're paying attention to everything that's going on around the property too.
Oh, totally.
And it's not even like adjacent stuff. I was in a house on Squawk Mountain once.
Mm-hmm.
And because of where we were elevation wise on Squawk Mountain,
you could hear the
you could hear Issaquah gun range. And that's like 2 miles away.
Yeah.
1.5 miles, 2 miles away. And if you drop 100 feet further down, you couldn't hear it. But because we were right at the same level, you heard the report all the way across the valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, who is living in that area where you can hear that, or is it just people that, like, they've already been there?
A lot of these gun ranges have been here way before the houses were here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if it gets put in after, then you might be, like, out of luck. But if it's before, I'm like, who's choosing to live that close where you can hear? I guess there's people that it just doesn't bother, or...
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you choose location, right? Like if commute is more important to you, it's not like the guns are shooting at your house or anything like that, but it's a little unsettling.
It's the noise report.
And they have triple pane windows and stuff like that.
It's like living too close to a highway. It's like
exactly.
Some people, that's white noise. Other people, they're like, I could never.
Yeah, and if I think about it, a lot of times the way those ranges are configured, between the baffling that's there or the way they're pointing or anything like that, like it's surprisingly muted. Like there's some little pockets right around the one in Kenmore there, where you can be across the street, and yeah, you hear it, but you barely hear it at all.
Yeah, well, just like Front Street with the one in Issaquah, it's like that's right there, and you don't hear it.
Yeah,
it's like right by that's high school there.
Yeah, the high school. I mean that range predates the high school.
Yeah. But you don't, those neighborhoods, because that one sits a little bit up, so the neighborhoods below, you don't really hear it. Yeah.
It's just, it's hit or miss. Like I never would have, I know where the ranges are. I never would have thought we would have heard it at Squawk Mountain.
Yeah.
Same thing with, but same thing with like power lines, fuel lines, when you have the
Oh
pipelines
yeah,
running through the area?
the toll pipeline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
be paying attention to where those are running through.
Bridle trails. It's like every time there's something in bridle trails, I'm immediately looking at that title commitment. I'm like, is that going in the backyard?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that. Didn't you have one once?
Yeah, a client was super interested, and I was looking it up. I'm like, hey, this goes through the backyard. Before we get too excited, is that a no-go for you? And they're like, oh yeah, for sure, no-go.
Or even like the transfer stations and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The one in Houghton there. I was at a listing over in there that was for sale a couple months ago, and the transfer station, they're moving it at some point, but that was a non-starter. Even though it was on the other side of the big field,
Yeah,
the transfer station's down here, the house is up here. There's an eighth of a mile of open field and like grass and stuff in between, but that was a non-starter.
the transfer station, 405.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
the future hockey thing they're going to put there.
Oh, I didn't even.
Yeah, they're going to, yeah. So we have to pay attention to a lot of times, a lot of that stuff that it's not next door stuff. Like maybe if you had a hoarder that lived next door, but it's like down the street around the corner.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here on episode 44 of Property Pairings. I'm Torch. That's Flame. I thought it was a good one.
It is good. I just wanted to give a weird eyebrow.
Remember to click like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. I just got to spend all morning with the kids. Well, two of them. You saw
Yeah.
the explosion that occurred in the office there.
Yeah. They were like, we took over this half in the toy box. There's not like a big toy box. It's like a little bin. Anything that was possibly in a bag or a crayon
Or parts and
collection, it's just like everywhere. Playing with, none of it. Just to take it out and see what's here.
It was within 5 seconds. Everything was dumped out on the floor. And I think they broke my space heater in there.
I walk in and one of his sons is like playing with the on-off switch, and I'm like, oh, don't keep doing that. Like, get electrocuted.
You're going to break it.
Yeah. And then I walk back over there quickly thereafter, and they're like, it's not turning on. And I can smell like burning.
Yeah.
So it's like from maybe like doing something with the motor.
Yeah.
And so Mike's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, well, the heater doesn't work, but maybe now they won't get electrocuted. So it's kind of a win.